The lunchtime starts at 12:30 at Cantor Secondary School. Jenny and Tommy go outside together. Tommy says, "I'm hungry." "Do you have breakfast?" "Yes, I have cereals with some milk and honey, but I feel hungry." "What about eating a croissant at the patisserie?" "Good idea, but I think it isn't enough for me. If you wish, you can eat some cookies or a hamburger." "You like junk food very much, Jenny." "But you also like eating croissant." "Yes, but I think we should eat nutritious food such as spinach, leek, lettuce, cucumbers, or vegetables." "I don't like eating vegetables, but I like fruits, such as bananas, pears, strawberries, apples, watermelons, or melons." "Maybe you can eat some vegetable soup. Is it okay?" "Okay, let's go to the restaurant." Jenny feels unhappy. She wants to eat a croissant, but Tommy prefers eating healthy things for lunch at noon. So they start to walk to the restaurant. The restaurant has delicious meals for lunch. Tommy and Jenny arrive at the restaurant. The smell of the soup is everywhere. Tommy says to Jenny, "What would you like to eat?" Just then, the waiter comes and says, "Welcome, kids. Would you like something to eat?" Tommy is very hungry, so he says to the waiter, "Yes, please. Can we have the menu?" "Sure, here you are." After that, Tommy says to Jenny, "First, I want to eat a bowl of vegetable soup." "That's a great idea. I can also eat a bowl of soup. I don't like vegetable meals, but I love eating vegetable soup." The waiter asks them, "Would you like something else?" Tommy says to the waiter, "A bottle of water, please." Jenny says to the waiter, "I can drink a can of Coke." Tommy says to Jenny, "Are you sure? It's unhealthy." "You're right. Okay, can I also get a bottle of water, please?" The waiter says to Jenny, "Of course." The waiter serves soup 10 minutes later. Jenny and Tommy eat soup, but Tommy doesn't feel full, so he wants to eat meatballs and some rice. Jenny doesn't want to eat anything else. After having their lunch, they come back to school. They have double design classes. At 3:30, the school is over. Jenny and Tommy get on the school bus. They start to talk about their science project homework. They are so excited because they will make a robot together. They talk about the materials. Jenny and Tommy realize that Jack is also on the school bus. Jenny says to Jack, "Hello, Jack. How are you doing?" "I'm fine. What about you?" "Fine. The school?" "It's okay, but I have a lot of homework today." "Really? What about doing homework together? You can come to us." "That sounds great. But first, I must ask my mom. She is at work now. I think she accepts it." Jenny says, "All right, Jack. What about you, Tommy?" "I can come to you, but first I must go home." "Okay, you can come later." "Great." Tommy comes to Jenny's house 20 minutes later. Jenny's mom, Mrs. Emily, prepares sandwiches with some cheese, tomatoes, salami, and lettuce. After eating 2 sandwiches, Jack says, "Mrs. Emily, thank you very much for the sandwiches. They are delicious." "Good appetite. Do you want something to drink, Jack?" "I can give you some water or fruit juice." "No thanks, I'm not thirsty. It's enough for me, Mrs. Emily." "What about you, Tommy?" "Can I get some orange juice?" "Thank you, Mrs. Emily." "Of course. Good appetite, Tommy." Mrs. Emily goes to the living room to drink a cup of coffee. Tommy, Jack, and Jenny do their homework. After doing homework, Tommy asks Jack and Jenny, "What about playing Chinese whispers?" Jack says, "But I think we need more friends. What about playing tic-tac-toe?" Jenny says, "That sounds amazing." Tommy, Jack, and Jenny play tic-tac-toe. Then They go to the garden to play hide and seek together. Mrs. Emily looks out of the window and says to them, "Kids, are you tired? The delicious chocolate cake, muffins, and cookies are waiting for you." Jenny, Jack, and Tommy go to the kitchen, and Tommy says to Mrs. Emily, "Thanks, you are so kind. I hope you love them." Jenny says, "Before we start eating, can I show you something?" Jack and Tommy say together, "Of course." All of them go to Jenny's bedroom. There are a lot of bookshelves. Jenny wants to show them her new documentary books. Her grandfather buys these books for her birthday. Tommy and Jack look at the books, and Jack says, "You are lucky, Jenny. You have a lot of books. Do you read books every day?" "Of course. Every evening we read books for an hour with my parents after dinner." Tommy says, "What a great habit. I also like reading books. I think talking about the books is very important. Let's choose a day to talk about the books." Jack says, "Great idea. What about Saturday?" Tommy says, "Okay. What about you, Jenny?" "Sounds great. Next Saturday is the first club day. But now, let's go to the kitchen. There are lots of things to eat." They go back to the kitchen. There are a lot of sparrows in the kitchen, and they are eating the cookies. Mrs. Emily forgets to close the window, so they get into the kitchen from the open window. Jack, Jenny, and Tommy look at each other and laugh a lot. All the sparrows fly outside quickly. Then Jenny puts some bread and cookies for the sparrows in front of the window. There are a lot of sparrows in the tree. Tommy and Jenny try to give the sparrows some bread and cookies. First, they are afraid of Tommy and Jenny, but they start to eat the pieces of bread and cookies later.